Hello and welcome, my name is Alex and this is a review of Gameweek 12 and my free hit with a few spicy differentials for Gameweek 13. I'm trying to play different, and if this is appealing for you, I noticed there's a little bit of spike on views and likes, and I really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you want to follow my journey. Great news, my rank has been almost halved. In fact, it's actually more than halved. I improved by 58% and I'm now sitting at 26,000. This is incredible. My bench boost failed, and the only chip that is left is free hit, and I'm playing it right now. I don't have any transfers, and this team that you can see over here delivered thanks to Answer, whom I trusted for the past few game weeks. He blanked. He was showing fantastic data, and obviously mint a spicy differential under 10% owned player. I owned him for the 5 game weeks at least, and he definitely delivered. And then my captaincy, I'm so lucky in this gaming, by the way, because I don't own any Manchester United, any Arsenal midfielders, and my captaincy is a differential again. I'm trying to go and bet against Haaland like for the 4th game in a row, and it only backfired once, and it could have backfired again against Newcastle. He garnered a lot of XG. I'm happy that Mateta didn't really equal his score, but it's just Haaland blank, Saka blank, and it's only Ez and Rice, and Manchester United players didn't deliver at all. So all of these combined definitely helped me get that green arrow. I didn't believe that Liverpool was going to be losing with such a huge score, and Gibbs White was involved in one of the goals. He wasn't the player that was substitute for Semenyo. Semenyo was initially a starter. It was Mukiele, and Mukiele was looking at I was looking at 8-pointer by the end of the game. They conceded, unfortunately, to Fulham in the 9 minutes, and then Gibbs White, of course, would have been a better pick. It was a toss of a coin. I was considering to place Gibbs White first off the bench. Now Semenyo is apparently training with the team, so he can be yellow flagged in the game, but he is supposed to be playing. And then Gibbs White, slight knock. I don't know if he's gonna be playing, but the idea is that this team looks alright on paper, but the fixtures are clashing a lot. So Arsenal playing Chelsea, Crystal Palace playing Man United, Mateta is getting limited minutes, Reece James is probably not going to be starting, playing just only one half, and they also play in Chelsea. And my Bournemouth defenders in Petrovic, goalkeeper of course, and Senesi are playing Sunderland, a very tough side away, and like even Arsenal conceded, I think, a few goals there. So this is not looking good for the next game week. That's why I'm playing a free hit. And I'm gonna be covering my picks step by step, and also talking about the players that I might be shuffling a little bit and adding to my team. Now, starting with the goalkeeper, it could have been Martinez, but just because I already have triple Villa, it's Kelleher. He's playing against Burnley at home. Now, Burnley aren't really known for scoring goals, but I don't know if I can trust Aston Villa or I can trust Brentford in terms of keeping a clean sheet. A 43% chance of keeping a clean sheet according to Rob T FPL, and the other teams that have great probability of keeping a clean sheet are Man City 47% and Aston Villa 41%. Liverpool on paper are supposed to be scoring more than 2 goals and keeping a clean sheet with the probability of 30%, but my differential tells you that I have a different opinion. I am going to be going against bookies in this one. Well, in the defense, I have Munoz, just because he's pretty high owned and he can hurt my rank a little bit. It can be a different defender, it can be even an Arsenal defender. So you can see Timber is on my bench, and my other bench players are really just fodder, and I can improve them to any other player that is like valued at 8 to 10 million. I have a lot in the bank with this team. O'Reilly against Leeds at home. He's pretty much playing in a midfielder position. He's running down the wing like Cancelo used to. And then Cash, who just scored recently a goal and just came out with a 15-pointer just 2 game weeks ago. Playing against Wolves, can keep a clean sheet. In midfield, I have Mullen and Rodgers double up on Aston Villa. Huge differentials simply because not a lot of people are going to be going for 2 attackers. I think that Wolves are still slightly better defensively. They can play like 5 at the back and maybe like frustrate Aston Villa a lot, but Aston Villa just scored 4 goals against Bournemouth. They didn't get a lot of XG, they didn't generate a lot of XG. In fact, Bournemouth generated more, but they somehow lost 4-0. I feel like the momentum is with Aston Villa, so I just don't want to ruin that. I want them to continue that. And Anderson is another differential in my midfield. I can go for Gakpo here. It could be a 50-50 choice. Initially it was Morgan Gibbs White, but as you noticed, he was flagged. So if he's not playing, I don't want to risk it. And Anderson is on penalties. He's on some set pieces as well. He can get some DEFCON points for me too. And Brighton are known for conceding goals, so maybe away, of course, and maybe Nottingham Forest can keep a clean sheet, so you never know. Then it's also a debate, toss of a coin. I'll be showing you the data, why I decided to go for Doku here. I think he's a little bit more explosive player, and the picture that he's playing Leeds, I feel like it fits him a little bit better than Foden. It could be Foden here, I can afford him. In my attack though, this is interesting. I'm opting for going against Liverpool just because I was watching their performance against PSV, and PSV aren't really like a top-tier European side, and they completely eviscerated Liverpool. Like, I watched Salah getting bodied, he took loose touches, gets dispossessed, and then defenders that Nuno Espirito Santo should be targeting is Van Dijk, of course, and Kanate. They are pretty poor, they're not really in the right positions, they were completely outplayed in that game. And this is what Nuno Espirito Santo knows from experience, because he outplayed Liverpool away with Nottingham Forest, I think, last season. So Elanga scored a goal back then, and I might just go for a cheeky Elanga pick as well. But I like the fact that Wilson is on form, and I think he could be on penalties too. Now, Paqueta is a regular penalty taker, but you never know. So Haaland is my captain, of course. The only problem is that most people are triple captain him. I used my triple captainship on Haaland. He scored a hat-trick. I'm happy with that. And I appreciate the fact that many people will be expecting Haaland to score a few here, and I'm going to be losing points on my captaincy pick. But this is just a protection and a logical decision to captain him. Vice captain is Thiago. Now, Thiago is a player that I would have wanted to pick. And the reason why I'm deciding to go with a free hit here is just because Thiago plays Arsenal next game week. I still want to pick him up, but then I'm going to be topping up with 5 transfers, so Thiago will be entering my team. I may look at an Arsenal midfielder. I'm looking at Eze very thoroughly, just because Odegaard is returning, so his minutes could be limited, and Saka is obviously a better pick. It's just difficult to get Saka into my team without like 2 or 3 transfers, but I think Eze could be a very nice differential. I'm not really excluding the possibility of transferring him in, and at such a rank, getting this differentials could easily propel me into top 10k, but as easily I can lose a lot of rank because Saka is so highly owned by people around me. Now, Wilson, Haaland and Thiago, I'm expecting some returns here. On my bench I have Timber and some further players that aren't really expected to start, but I'm thinking about improving my bench, of course. And speaking of the picks, now let's take a look at Rob T's projections first. Now, you can see the projected goals and clean sheet odds. It looks like Man City are going to be scoring the most, then Brentford are expected to score at almost 2 goals, Aston Villa and Liverpool. Now, like I said before, I'm not really expecting Liverpool to outscore West Ham. It could be a draw, but I expect both teams to score maybe. And I expect my differential pick to score a few. Everton playing Newcastle, very tricky game probably. Newcastle may still score some goals, but I don't feel like they're trying that hard in the Premier League unless they're playing Man City or like big teams. Crystal Palace, Man United, you can see that this could be a low-scoring game with low probability of clean sheet, so it could be 1-1, so my Munoz pick could be a little bit in trouble. Nottingham Forest playing Brighton, and this is where I may just go for a cheeky Murillo or any other Nottingham Forest defender that gets DEFCONs. And Chelsea playing Arsenal, I would like to stay away from this fixture. That's the reason why I'm pretty much free hitting. And then Sunderland, Bournemouth, again, I don't want to pick Semenya because I feel like Sunderland at home is a really difficult fixture these days. Tottenham playing Fulham, I expect a lot of goals. Fulham can score a few, and you remember like the game in the Champions League, Tottenham conceded 5, ended 5-3, they also scored a few, but Aston Villa against Wolves is the fixture that I want to target. As you notice, I have 3 players from Aston Villa, 3 players from City, and I have a few players from other teams. But the thing is, I'm looking at Man City, right? So the infamous fixture for Liverpool, of course, where Doku was shining. And this is why I decided to go with Doku instead of Foden, even though Doku gets subbed off. If you take a look at the positioning, you can see Doku is a little bit advanced. And if you take a look at the heat map, you can see that Doku is occupying a lot of space in the box as well. When you talk about Foden, he's playing a little bit centrally. And this is one of those games, right? It's not guaranteed that it's going to be the same in this game, but let's take a look at another game. Let's take a look at Bournemouth versus Man City. Man City playing at home. Again, a different formation, maybe probably to accommodate to a centrally narrow-minded formation of Iraola. And now Haaland scored 2 goals. Foden got an assist, but Doku performed well. Cherki got 2 assists. You can obviously punt for Turkey, but I don't know if he's going to be starting. You have seen the very diluted team, a very like second stream team pretty much for Man City in the Champions League. They lost that game to Bayer Leverkusen 2-0 at home, and Doku, Foden and Nico O'Reilly, they all entered in the second half. Again, positioning of Doku in the Bournemouth game isn't really convincing, but Foden is also a little bit all over the place. So I would say Turkey was decent as well, and Ait Nouri subbed in, but Nico O'Reilly, look at his position against Bournemouth, and if you take a look at Nico O'Reilly over here as well, he also scored a goal, very attacking for a fullback, so he's gonna be getting probably a little bit of attacking returns. And of course, when I mentioned him being Cancelo can play as a left back, but he mostly played as a right back for Man City. Now the right back would be Matheus Nunes, who is also an interesting pick. He assisted in one of these games, right? So I think Matheus Nunes assisted Haaland, in fact, and Nico O'Reilly assisted Jeremy Doku. So Doku scored his goal. I think game against Leeds is going to be very open. Man City can, of course, concede. That's why I don't want to get double defense on Man City. And then speaking about other data, you can see teams to target. You would want to see in your team representatives from Man City, Brentford, Aston Villa, and Liverpool. And in terms of clean sheet, Liverpool are in top 4. I just don't think about like this. I mean, the performances of Liverpool are poor. They're conceding 3-4 goals a game, and they're doing that at home. Now they're going away, a tough ground, and West Ham are picking up form. They just drew against Bournemouth away. They scored 2 goals, and of course Liverpool can score, and that's why I'm considering getting Gakpo instead of Anderson. But this is just doesn't feel right for me. So this is my selection. I'm gonna be tinkering with my team because I have 2 more days. There can be some injuries cropping up or like some team news that we'll see about Man City, for instance. And if I see that Doku is not starting, I will be obviously switching him for Foden or for any attacker that is nailed to start. And my bench is gonna be probably rearranged a little bit, and I change the players. This is just like preliminary draft, but I'm obviously adamant on picking the attacking trio, and I really want a lot of players from Man City and from Aston Villa in my team. And yeah, that's the free hit, and I'm saying goodbye to the final chip up until game week, I think 19, when I receive the next batch of chips. And I hope that my rank will be keeping within top 50k. That will be fantastic. I'm really excited about the prospects of getting into top 10k very soon, if that's happening. I mean, yeah, just subscribe to the channel if you want to see the journey. Thank you for checking out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, drop a like, and I'll see you next time.